Could Bendy and the Ink Machine and FNAF actually be in the same universe? It's a question I've had on my mind recently. I mean, both series have stories we wouldn't believe to be possible in our world, so maybe the laws of both universes are connected. I mean, all we really need to do is find explanations for things from one game in the other, right? I think that's possible, so that's what we're exploring today. Greetings gamers and welcome back to Top 10 Gaming. I'm Connor Monroe and today we ask the question, are Bendy and FNAF in the same universe? Why would they be connected? Well, no clue, really. I mean, we just think that it could be possible in theory. Do we think that the creators ever intended to make these games connected? No, but is it fun to speculate? Absolutely yes. This idea started for me when I thought about how souls in some ink monsters allowed them to persist after death, and how the ink machine would go about accomplishing such a task. I mean, we still don't know. Out of the thousands of souls that I've taken, I haven't been able to infuse them into many objects. So, how could this machine do it consistently? The solution seemed to come to me thanks to Five Nights at Freddy's. Agony. For you Bendy fans, if you don't know, possession in the FNAF universe is actually through the emotion of agony rather than an actual soul, since agony is the most powerful emotion and reaches further from the body than any other emotion, even anger or sadness. So when a character in the FNAF universe suffers an agonizing death, that pain and suffering is able to allow them to potentially possess an object, an animatronic, or otherwise, even sometimes a person, as we see in one case. Yeah, there's a person who was possessed in the FNAF series. So if this ink machine is able to infuse these characters with souls, maybe instead the machine is killing these sacrifices and using their agony to grab hold of the character that the machine creates. It explains why a few characters who have a soul are mostly evil. I mean, they've suffered tremendous pain. And while Evil Alice says that she went through the machine multiple times, she could be lying. She's evil. Or the agony attached onto that specific section of ink, thus letting it go through the machine again and again, instead of the whole a drop of water in the ocean is rarely seen again mentality that we see come from good Alice. But that's not really enough evidence to definitively say that Bendy and FNAF are the same universe, right? I mean, it's not even evidence, it's just potential. Is there anything else that gives us an explanation in another game, or vice versa? Actually, it could explain how William Afton plans to escape the virtual world in Security Breach. Now, we know that William is trying to escape the FNAF VR game we test, known as Freddy Fazbear's Virtual Experience, and this is because while he may be able to control certain individuals, like Vanny, for instance, he cannot control them completely, as we see in the FNAF AR emails, so he wants to get out and get back to his world. How could he do this? Well, how about with equipment similar to the ink machine? While yes, it wouldn't really be the ink machine itself, a machine that is capable of infusing something with a soul or agony like we see the ink machine do, could very well be what allows William to move from the virtual world back into a robotic endoskeleton, or something similar like we see in the last seconds of the Security Breach trailer. Since converting sentient computer code into a living AI in a sense is certainly easier said than done. I mean, this isn't Doki Doki Literature Club, right? So what machine could this be? It's honestly hard to tell. It could be anything. However, it could be made using similar or scrapped parts from the ink machine, or gone through whatever process caused the ink machine to get haunted or whatever it had to go through to gain its powers in the Bendy games. And they could be from the same manufacturer, or they could just honestly, it could just be the ink machine itself. Now, do I think it's going to be the ink machine? Absolutely not. It would just be another machine that we have that would link to the ink machine in some way, but I don't think it's entirely out of the question. I mean, it's definitely not going to be intentional, but hey, it's fun anyway. Bendy and the Ink Machine started in 2017, which is 3 whole years after FNAF released its first game, and is the year after Sister Location came out. Plus, later that year we got Pizzeria Simulator, which could have some subtle references to Bendy and the Ink Machine that we just aren't aware of. So while it's still unlikely that we end up getting a solid, confirmed canon link between these games, it's still fun to speculate and provide answers for questions using the laws of another universe. But I guess at this point, it's not another universe at all, right? There we have it, friends. Are Bendy and FNAF in the same universe? Probably not, but there are some aspects from each game that can be explained using the laws of another universe, so maybe it's not another universe after all. Would you want Bendy and FNAF to share a universe, or keep them separate? And is there any other connection I missed? Be sure you let me know down below. Speaking of comments, I'm going to respond to some from previous videos. Aaron McElgott says don't do the same thing or the police will get you. William did thousands of murders and he's fine. Don't use a fictional character killing people to justify potentially doing murders in the real. The FNAF police are stupid. They're being paid off or they're just plain dumb. There's no way in hell the police ignored bleeding and dead body smelling animatronics. I mean, at least they wouldn't in our world, I hope. Plus, the technology we have and the skills that we have now are so much more sophisticated than in the 70s or the 80s or wherever these murders took place. Like at this point, at that point, parents let their kids do basically whatever they wanted. Like, yeah, come home when you see the stars or the sun in the morning. Like, make sure you at least use some cling wrap and tape when you're going over to your girlfriend's. Like, nowadays, you look at someone funny and they call the cops, so I doubt that William would have gotten away with it in this time period. Meaning that you won't either. So don't commit crimes. It's not like I've been doing it for years and no one's caught me yet or anything. Imagine I wasn't joking when I said that, and like years later it's revealed that I'm like a serial killer, and you realize that I was just admitting it all along. It's like the jokes that are like the like people who provide recipes and blogs just like admit to murders on the regular, but no one reads the blurb before the actual recipe. I mean, in one universe I am a serial killer. It's not this one though. Bipolit the Fighter said, bruv, no. William Afton was upset by his son's death, and it was his motivation along with the death of his daughter to start working with Remnant. I'm sorry, but this can't be the case. We still don't know William's original motivation. His goal certainly changed once he saw that Elizabeth possessed Baby, but he was already killing when his kids started dying. In FNAF 4, we see an empty girl's bedroom, yet never Elizabeth. We also see that crying child has nightmares of stomach-mouthed animatronics, which would, as far as we know, only be caused by seeing Baby scoop Elizabeth with the claw, like we see in Sister Location, meaning that William had already built the baby animatronic and was killing, since Circus Baby's Pizza World was only started after Freddy's closed due to the missing children's incident, so he was killing people before his kids started dying. So, bruv, no, William was not upset by his son's death, unless it was another son that we've never seen who dies before FNAF 4 takes place in 1983. It's just not possible. Rafia Ali Khan said, Matt Pat should see this. I know, right? This was a comment on the FNAF 3 Bad Ending Analyzed video, by the way, just for context. But like, I straight up tagged him in a community post talking about how we've made over 200 FNAF videos, and he hasn't even mentioned us. And we got nothing back. Like, I have some damn good theories and some damn good research and proof, but like, we need to like storm the castle of like the Game Theorist subreddit or something, because like I got some good stuff here, Matt Pat. You just haven't seen it. It's disappointing, really. Like in a previous video, I mentioned how I wondered how many videos I've actually done about FNAF, and it's like because like some on the channel are from other people, mostly Amanda, but I actually counted for this video, and I myself, going from memories and the FNAF playlist on the channel, which you should check out, links in the iCard, I have roughly made 158 FNAF videos, give or take a few due to memory. That's ridiculous. I have made over 150 FNAF videos for this channel alone, not to mention live streams or Twitch. Goddamn. Our channel subscribers have in essence like doubled since we started FNAF, and you people wonder why we keep uploading so much Five Nights at Freddy's content. It's because it gets the views, man. The views. N123P said orange. Orange, you glad I didn't say banana? Because the comment actually said banana, and I said orange. Swiss Boy said, I believe Golden both, but it's very, very stupid not to consider the fact of how light works in the FNAF 3 Bad Ending. Yeah, we need to take into consideration basic physics when coming up with those theories. Well, unless it's like specifically about the paranormal stuff, but like light isn't paranormal. And the whole crying child thing wasn't introduced. Yeah, that's a pretty big thing. Bradley Lindo said, if a spirit is keeping William Afton alive, then two spirits couldn't be in Golden Freddy, so it would be impossible. I think that Cassidy or whoever was killed while William was wearing Golden Freddy suit and stuffed in Spring Bonnie and stuff like that, and all the images of Golden Freddy and Ultimate Custom Night is a reminder of who killed him and the last thing he saw. This was actually kind of what I was saying, and we were wrong about Golden Freddy. If Cassidy is the one you should not have killed, she couldn't be Golden Freddy. Hence why I personally think that the spirit of Crying Child is the one you should not have killed, since it just makes more sense. And the whole Golden Freddy twitching thing could be a reminder or just another way of torturing William. It doesn't have to be the same person. That's all time we have for comments today. Thank you all so much for watching. I have been in Showerman Connor Monroe, and I'll see you in another video. The Freddy Fazbear virtual experience, and the script gets cut off.
Is it a lot yet?
Oh yeah. There's like a chunk of paragraph left.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, I had to put 6 comments. I figured there'd be more, but there's really not.
You gotta comment. You gotta make a fake account, comment to yourself, and then answer yourself. That's a fake comment.
I would. I've done that before. I took my comment. I was like, hey, it's me.
I did that as a fucking kid too. Right here, I think, right?
Yeah.